feeling like the first day you were out of prison? Do you remember that emotion?
That was the scariest day of prison.
Why?
I remember like it was yesterday when I walked out of prison that morning. Gate closed behind you. Shout out to Tifa, man. That's my sister from another mother, man. It's my, she came to get me. Tifa came to get me. And as I'm walking to the car, I'm like, damn, it's real. The day you get out of prison is the scariest day of prison because everything you told your family, friends, and associates that you become, now the test is here to see if you really became that new person that you've been telling them over the years in the letters on the phone. I'm telling you, man, when I get home, it never was no temptation in front of you. Now it's temptation because you don't know if you're going to get a job. Mm-hmm. You don't know if you got a child, if you, daddy, I want this, daddy, I want that. You don't have the money to get it. The temptation of you don't know if you're going to go back to your old ways in a certain time. And most people reoffend a lot of times. So it's scary because you walking out, I know all this knowledge, all this information, but I'm like, is I'm going to be able to materialize this shit? Like what roadblocks is going to come? When the roadblocks come is I'm going to fatigue and break down and have a street reaction. The street reaction is when you go do something that you used to doing based off of pressure. So I'm like, I'm thinking about all that shit, Joanne. I'm like, So as I'm walking to the car, I'm scared to death. Because when you're in prison for so long, you become institutionalized, whereas though you normalize the whole movement, being in the cell, getting up, working in the kitchen, cleaning your cell, going to work out in the yard.
Well, you have to, right, to survive mentally.
Man, listen, man, I had to deprogram myself, to reprogram myself when I was walking out of jail because what happened is when I was in prison, I had to go insane and stay sane. I was crazy than a motherfucker in prison because what happened is when you're in prison, especially when you become a seasoned veteran of the jailhouse mind games and the jailhouse mentality, I had to go insane in order to stay sane. And I'm saying it to say this. When I first went to prison, I seen some shit that happened. And I came back to the cell and I told my cellie Umar, I was like, man, dude just got stabbed in the yard, man. And I was just panicking. I was like, oh shit, I can't go to the yard. He said, oh, you looking at it regularly. You looking at it with your naked eyes. I said, what the? And that's when I learned I had to go insane in order to stay sane. And going insane is having the ability to see what took place in that yard as I went on to see it. And as I see somebody stabbing somebody till their arm get tired, and you see them trying to run away when they can and blood is gushing out like a movie, to be able to look at that while I'm walking in the yard and say, oh yeah, he must have did some dumb shit, and keep walking in the yard like nothing is happening.
You can't look at it like how we watch movies. Or
no, you can't look at it from
the outside.
A layman term. I'm looking at it, you going to the chow early in the morning, chow line. As I'm walking the chow, you might, as you coming down the stairs, you see somebody's cell wrapped in yellow tape. You know somebody got stabbed, somebody killed themselves, or somebody got raped last night. And that's none of your business. You ain't even talking about it at the chow hall, at the table. Y'all talking about the game last night and who won betting on the ticket. You know what I'm saying? You're like, damn, well, who won betting? Because you know what's funny about prison? When I'm saying betting in sports, prison was the first place that I seen sports betting on a large scale. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about the tickets be this long. You had all them games on there. You circle up, over, under, all that type of shit. But like you talking about early in the morning, damn, you win. Yeah, I hit the ticket last night, man. What's the name covered for me? You ain't nobody even talking about somebody's blood in front of that cell. Somebody got stabbed and they died last night, or somebody got raped last night. So it's like, that's what going insane in order to stay sane is about. So now when it's time to go home, you got to deprogram yourself in order to reprogram yourself and get ready for the real world. Because now you're dealing with real individuals or real human beings. Mm-hmm. That's not malicious. That's not barbaric. It ain't a bunch of mind games now. You just got to, so it's like you got to prepare yourself for regular life. And it's scary. How
did you do that, or how long did it take you, or are you still adjusting from that?
See, when I went insane in order to go sane, mine was more from a fear and a scary standpoint. Like I was more fucking fearful. Mm-hmm. I think I was more of a camel. I think I was more of a person that was like a chameleon in prison. Like, yo, I just got to fortify myself to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
because I'm not in agreement with a lot of shit that I'm seeing that's going on in here at all.
But 20 years is a long
20 years
time
is a
to
long
adjust to
time.
that.
It's a long time, but you still be like, man, I got to get out of here. I always was tapped into the reality of life on the outside. Like my favorite people, everybody know me, Anthony Bourdain. That was my guy.
Mhm.
I watched all his shows, and through him, I traveled and realized, hold up. You got a lot of times when you grow up in the inner cities or certain places, you have regionalism, where
Right.
people be fascinated with their region. Through Anthony Bourdain, I sat there. I was all over the world with him. No reservations, parts unknown, the layover. Rest in peace to him, great teacher. And I got a lot of game from him. So I used to look at I used to always look at the Travel Channel and all that. And I always if I could, get on the phone and reach out to real human beings outside and see what was going on in the world. And then by the time later on in my bit, when I got that cell phone, it was over. I came alive. I seen the world. I knew what was going on. It was like, all right, it's game time.